Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is episode 12 of our Transport Fever 2 Let's Play. If you guys are new to the series, definitely check out some of the older videos. And without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into episode 12. So we're just taking a look at our Hodsden to Skelton, let's say liquid transport. It moves both crude and fuel. And it's not bringing a ton of fuel down to Skelton. And by the way, on this line, I went through and finally cleaned it up. You know, added in a nice cut here, double tier. Similarly, down here by the Midhurst Tools Station, added in a nice double tier cut. I think it's looking really nice. But anyway, not moving a ton of fuel, which is interesting because it's moving a ton of crude back here. You'll actually see that there's an enormous amount of crude on this platform. The reason is that we forgot about a limiting factor in this chain, which is, let's see if we can find it, this train here. This is a BR, I want to say it's a BR 53, yeah, with 40 capacity of fuel. That is not sufficient to get back down here to this refinery. So we really need to remedy that just because we're not moving nearly enough. So let's come into this line. Let's take a look. Let me just set all these up. Let's come into this and let's replace this train. Or we could just replace the engine, maybe with a PLM. I don't think we need an A35 on there. Let's see if we swap that out with a PLM. What are these wagons limited to? 31. But the PLM is going to be able to move just so much more material than the BR 53. I could also get these because the PLM can do 37. Or do I just bite the bullet and get an A35? No, we're gonna go with the PLM for now. We'll see how it copes. So we'll just max out that length there. It's probably gonna struggle on the slope. Maybe not though. Should fit in here, so let's kind of speed this up, just make sure it does. Not much of a slope going back, but a pretty decent amount coming down, coming back up this way. This whole set of track is pretty uphill, so we'll have to see how that does on the speed. But okay, so that is now working. Now, there are some other trains that I would love to replace. So if we come on here, Hodsden to Reading, don't want to replace that yet. The passenger numbers just aren't quite there to warrant it. What else we got? These are both replaced with A35s, which is good. The Iron Line is also an A35, but looking on this main line, so we got A35s running all the way down to Skelton. But once we get on this portion of the line, and I'll just kind of zoom in here so we just see what's on this line. The Hythe to Skelton liquid and tools trains are both A35s, which is great. Norton Tools and Tenterden Food. These could both be A35s, easily. Easily. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's get A35s, and we need boxcars. And let's just bring this up to max length. It's going to be blue, I believe. A little bit lighter blue. And then this Tenterden food train also. It's going to be the exact same train. So let's come up here and get max length boxcars. This is going to be, I believe it's like that yellow. And that leaves the only trains on here that aren't A35s that are going to be limiting the speed are going to be the passenger trains. So let's see how we're doing for passengers. So Tenterden, so the Carshalton stop on our mainline train, 84 passengers, that's pretty good. The Skelton stop, 76 want to go to Carshalton, only 14 want to go on. Oh, and I actually noticed this before. Major traffic jam here. Okay, so this needs to be fixed. And I think the way to do it is probably to get rid of that signal, spin this train around, get him out of there. But hopefully what this means now is that trains will wait before they get on this line. I just think I have way too many signals way too close together here. Probably get rid of that one. Could get rid of this one. Yeah. And then I could probably even get rid of that one. I just really need to get these trains moving again. But that seemed to clear it up, and we'll have to just come back and take a look at that in future. Probably also get rid of that signal. That one I want. That one I want. That one's okay. Have them stop before the road so that they don't block it. Anyway, getting distracted here. So we have a passenger train that just left, so that kind of explains why we have low numbers heading up to Tenterden. But then if we come up to Tenterden, we got 50 plus up here that wanna go up. So I think we'd be safe actually to replace these with A35s. A little worried about the finances, although this doesn't really explain it because we just replaced a whole host of stuff. But it looks like we're making a solid, you know, 6-ish million. I just don't know. Maybe PLMs? Maybe PLMs would be the happy median because these go 37. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do PLMs. And what's the capacity on these? 51? So why don't we do something like that? 69? 83 maybe? That way we still have a little first class action going on. And now let me see if I go back and find one of those. So that will now go 37. So hopefully that helps a little bit. And yeah, we got our little first class action going on. So hopefully that helps this mainline function a little bit better. We'll have to see though. We'll have to come back to it and take a look because we're starting to get a lot of trains on this mainline, which is great. I love seeing the traffic. I think it's a lot of fun, but definitely something to think about. Now, another thing to think about: inner city routes. Let's go to a good one. Where do we have a good inner city bus? Twickenham to Hythe. That's a good one. Good passenger numbers on here. And we got new buses. So let's replace these with these. So these go 16 miles an hour and can carry 8 as opposed to 12 and 6. So let's get those. They will be green. There they are. Little buses. That'll be great. And then while we're in Hythe, congratulations Hythe, you'll be the first ones to get the new buses on your lines. And let's go ahead and just get... Oh, I only meant to do one extra. Because we're starting to get pretty decent numbers of passengers at some of these stops. Although now that I look at it, we could get rid of these stops. Those are unnecessary. Okay. So now... just notice this while I was here. Let's get another few vehicles on there, maybe 4 more. And we're getting a ton of stone delivered down here, which is great to see. We are getting a really good amount of crude delivered here, which is great to see. We should, because we have 1 million vehicles on that line. But okay, so at the end of the last episode, we were establishing this fuel. Now we have a ton of vehicles up here delivering the oil sand up here to this facility. So it's getting a good amount of oil sand. Could honestly probably take more vehicles on there. But anyway, we're getting a good amount of fuel here. and it's getting delivered down to here. So we can probably get a few more vehicles on there delivering the fuel. But you can see almost all of it is getting brought up to Ferryhill, which makes sense. Ferryhill has a huge demand for fuel, 105. So why don't we come onto the Ferryhill fuel train, and we are going to replace this. Are we going to get an A35 on here? Does it demand an A35? I don't know. Maybe just a PLM for now, which means I could actually come in here and just edit this. Let's do this first, and let's see how we do. So we'll bring that up to max length. I think it's that orange. Yeah, so we'll get that going. Huge train now. That will fit at this station. Yeah, it should fit at both stations. Got a capacity of 165, which is good. Now, we need to establish our rail line over to Ossett. And interestingly, I wonder if what I should instead do. Do I want to bring a rail line all the way to Ossett? Yeah, I kind of do, because I kind of want to also tie it in with passengers. A little passenger train down to Ossett. I think that would be good. So let's get a rail line in here. Let's kind of look at our terrain to see what we're working with. So let's see, if I get a track, and I do maybe a 50-mile-an-hour curve out of there, just to keep it nice and sharp. $50 miles out of there, keep it level. Okay, so that's nice and level now. Bring it right around here. And now I think I'm going to join in. So why don't we put this bridge in first? Now I'm going to get rid of this road. We will put it back. But what I'm going to come in here and do... I could actually mirror it. I think that looks too cool to not do. Yeah, that really just looks too cool to not do. Although it does mean that we're going to have to edit this road a little bit. So why don't we do that? So now if I kind of bend this over here, connect that in. And I kind of bend that over there. Now we will just kind of continue this on, although now we are going uphill. So something to be aware of. So let's kind of aim this where we want to go. Put that in. And now I'm just going to take a nice straight slope. Nice level slope all the way up here. It wants to do a little tunnel there. I actually don't hate it. But let's see if I brought it over here and connected that up. Yeah, so that's going to drop that speed down pretty significantly. So let's come back. Let's back that out a little bit. Let's see if this will fix it. So that's okay now. So I'll add that in. And then let's see if I back this out a ways, if we can get a little bit gentler of a curve to help with our speed. So now that's all 75. We have another nice little tunnel through here. I like that. We didn't get the tunnel over here which is kind of too bad. I kind of wanted it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to force a tunnel. So we're going to come through here, grab my terrain, a little bit bigger brush, and just pull this up a little bit. Let's see if we can, yeah, we can force a tunnel. Nice. I just think it looks cool having all those tunnels in there. So now we have this rail line running down here, coming over this bridge, joined with the road. I just think that looks awesome. And now we're going to come up here into Ossett. Now, where's our industrial sector? It's kind of over here, which is actually kind of nice. Because I could put a cargo rail station in right here. So let me get a terminus cargo station. Let's see what this wants to do with the height. So if I kind of raise that up just a little bit. Here's what I'm actually going to do first. I'm going to get rid of both of these roads, because no one's building on them anyway. And I'm going to use this kind of as my guide. To go nice and straight. Keep that level. And then similarly, nice and level over here. And now if I grab a track, I should be able to, yes, connect that up. And now it's like perfectly set up with the road. I don't know, I just think that that looks really good. Now we need to carry that on a little bit. And then just grab a little road to go like that. Now we can just come through here and smooth this out a little bit. And I think that this should look really nice. Then we can make a connection here. This actually doesn't have great catchment where it is, so I kind of want to move it up just a little bit. Let's see. Something like that. Then I could connect those up. Now that has good catchment. And there's a bus stop here, which kind of, you know, maybe people take the bus, they work at the rail yard, something like that. Yeah, I like that a lot, though. I think it just looks really good. So now we're gonna take this out. And now it wants to do a little curved bridge right here. Don't know if that's totally what we want to do. I kind of want to bring this up. Just a little. Just that we can kind of get that bridge a little bit higher. More for aesthetics than anything. Yeah, something like that. And now we just need to meet up with this track here. It's going to slow the train down quite a bit. That's okay. What I'm actually going to do is pull that out a little bit. See, I would love to straighten that out See if I can line this up. That looks pretty good. It's not quite straight, but I think it'll do for our purposes. But now we have this rail line established, so we can start getting fuel delivered into Ossett. And what we're going to do here is I think I'm going to put in 2 platforms just because we're later going to be delivering goods in somehow, some way. So we're going to need them. So why don't I do something like that for our cargo station. And now, let's see, yeah, fuel is all the way in here. And I guess it's in catchment for now. So I guess we'll just kind of leave that. I'm just going to make this connection as more of a strategic future connection for Ossett, just to help them out. But I think for now that's going to function fine. Okay, so let's get a line established to deliver fuel down here. Let's make it kind of a dark orange. Kind of conflicts. We got a lot of oranges going on here. So I guess I could use a different color. Doesn't really fit the fuel tone, but I guess we'll go with this, go with like a dark gray. And at Ferryhill, I want them to wait for a full load for maybe 6 minutes. Now let's have them wait forever. Might as well. So this is going to be Ossett fuel. Now, there are a couple things we need to do to make this work. One is make this connection here so that they can, I just want it to be fairly symmetrical. Just so that they can, we can get a train on there from our depot. So let's let this run again. And then let's come down to this depot. And I'm going to buy a train. I don't think it really needs to be all that powerful necessarily to start. Let's see, what does Ossett demand for fuel? So they only demand 40. Yeah, so I don't really think that we need anything major here. So let's go with a BR53. Actually, maybe a BR89. Yeah, let's go with the BR89. I love the 89. And we need 40 capacity. So really not a ton. And what do we say? It's dark gray. Let's get that on the Ossett fuel line. That's going to come out here and start doing its thing. See how these are doing for passengers. Terrible, actually. That's kind of worrying. Where's our other one? Yeah, these are a little overbuilt. So let's come in here. Maybe get rid of a little bit of capacity, shorten them up just a little bit. Okay, so now we are running. Got a ton of tools here, which is great. Not a ton being delivered over here, though, which is a little interesting. And this is why. So let me see if I can get another street access in there. Now if I add a waypoint, come onto the tools line, have them come up here like that. Now we can go ahead and get that vehicle back. But that is the reason why That's the reason why this whole thing stalled. Always concerning, but we got it fixed, so hopefully that should work a little bit better. We can get these lumber trucks back to where they're going. Okay, so back to our project here. So we should start to get fuel up here. Let's see if any of these have started to recognize Ossett. Yep. So this one started to recognize Ossett. This one also starting to recognize Ossett, which is really good. So this guy is just waiting for his huge, enormous load of fuel, which is really good. Probably get a few more trucks on here moving fuel. And we could probably, just to help this work a little bit better, swap these out for PLMs, would be my guess. So how are these? These are mediocre right now, I imagine. Yeah, in order to get them up to full strength, would require a PLM. Let's do that. We'll put PLMs on here, and then we will max out the length, just to get more fuel moving back and forth. And unfortunately, this left before it took the full load, but that's okay, because this one should come back down and pick up a full load. Now, these trucks are going to be the limiting factor, moving the crude back and forth, but it is what it is. There's really no good way of... I don't really just want to put in an arbitrary rail line, even though I actually have this rail line here, so I could put in a little station, but no. No. That's not what we're going to do. Okay, so this train is now coming up here with its massive load of fuel, and it should drop it off here. I'm sure the majority of it is going to this facility. Did any of it go onto this platform? No, because none of that fuel was allocated for Ossett. It was all allocated for Ferryhill. Let's get a few more trucks on here. And a few more trucks on here to get the oil sand going, because there's tons of oil sand to be had. I wish I could see like where this fuel was bound, but it's okay for now. We will get some fuel up there eventually. And I wonder, where did this train... Yeah, so this train made it all the way down here, obviously with nothing, but that's just how it... That's how it joined the line. So that's okay. Now, the other thing that we can do is, now that we have this little rail line in, we could start getting some passengers. Some passengers up there, which would be really nice. So I think the way that we're going to do that is we're going to come in here. I'm going to configure this station. Now, why it won't let me add a track there, it's kind of interesting. Let me add one there. I'm just going to pause this real quick because I'm probably going to break it. Yeah, it really won't let me add one there. I wonder if I delete that house. Will it let me add it now? It will. Okay. So let's add another track. Another platform. And a cover for said platform. And it looks like they got stairs there, so I'm going to add stairs there as well. You know, maybe if they come in on the Tenterden line and they want to go out to Ossett, they can now hop on that train. And now it won't let me put a building in down here, which is kind of annoying. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to delete that. And I'm going to add in a terminus just like that. And now that works, and the line is fixed. And now I can let it run. That was probably the way I should have done it initially. Now, we're gonna need a way to cross over. And I think we're gonna do an angled crossing. So now that that train is on there, I'm just gonna get rid of this track for now. And I'm gonna run a track here. Pause this really quick because I want to get rid of that curve just for a minute. Because I want this to be nice and straight. Because we're going to cross here at an angle. Yeah, I feel like that's ridiculous. I don't know. Somebody will have to let me know in the how common that is. To have crosses like that. I don't know. I really don't. So now we'll do a 40-mile-an-hour curve there, and then if we connect in there, looks like I can get 39 out of it. 38. Yeah, something like that. But now we are going to need some signals. So I think I'll need signals like this. Something like that. Probably. Yeah, that's my only guess. I don't really know. I've never made a junction like that before. So I genuinely don't know. We're going to do a little bit of double track down to this tunnel. And then we will join it in here. And actually, that doesn't really need to be double track because this is my cargo line and this is my passenger line. So they're just going to join in up here. So I can put a pair of one-way signals or non-one-way signals like that. And now, why don't we give them some double track here? Something like that. And then we will have a merge in here as well. So this is a little passing area. We'll get one-way signals coming like that and like that. Something like that. And now coming down here to this bridge. Why don't we add in little merge here. Kind of want to just run the double track all the way down there. I mean, we have so much money at this point. Like, I feel like there's really no reason not to. But we are going to merge it in at this bridge. So let's branch this off. Connect that up. Now let's get our one-way signals. I'm going to auto signal this. Did it work? It did. And we're going to need a signal here. That one sent it all the way back. I'm going to move these so that they are protecting this road. So we'll get rid of those. And I'm gonna rework this road. So I'm going to swing this road around here. And then connect this road up. Like that. Okay, and now we need to set up another rail station. And the way that I'm going to do it is I think I'm going to have like mirroring rail stations here. I don't know. I've kind of thought about this for a while. And I don't know how it's going to look. So bear with me. But if I come out straight, let's upgrade this. If I come up straight, branch over like this, maybe connect those up. I will fix that, so let's get a road like this. Connect that up. And now if I add the bus stops back, like that, and now I'm going to add just a big bus stop right here. With street access here. If I get rid of these bus stops. Like that. Really bothers me that that's not centered. So I need to add a little bit more space over here. And then we will add in the street access over here. And now if I come into these lines, so this is after main, it wants to go to green. So don't go to green, come up here. And then this one, don't go to green, come here. Okay, so that's working now, and now we can go ahead and get a terminus with one platform. Spin this around. Connect that in there. And just come in here and smooth out all of this that I just did. And now we kind of have like dueling stations, and I don't know, that might be totally ridiculous. You'll have to let me know what you think. We're going to edit this road. So first thing, I'm going to get rid of it. I'm going to back that off, even though I just built it. And now we're going to branch off here. And now this will be the cargo portion of the line. So let's see, how does that look? Looks okay. And then this will be the passenger portion of the line. So we'll bring it to like right here. And then we will connect that up. So now for signals, we just need non-one-way signals here. And I need to reestablish this connection because that was a main line. Is that what they call it? Mainline connection. So we'll connect that up. Come through and smooth that out. And now we have our passenger connection to Ossett, which is great. So let's add a new line. And this is going to go from Ferryhill down to Ossett. Let's make it like a red color. A little bit brighter red so that we don't conflict with that line. And I want these to wait for full loads for 60 seconds, I believe is what we're saying for the passenger lines. We'll give it a good wait. And this is going to be Ferryhill to Ossett. And now we need to get a train on there. Not a ton of incline, so I don't know, BR89 maybe? I mean, again, there's not a ton of incline, so I don't really see the need for the BR89. Let's see what we have. So the BR89, 131, BR53. I think that's what we're going to go with. And we will go with our classic configuration for the BR53. We will make it that red color. We'll throw it on that line. Okay. So we have established passenger and cargo down to Ossett. Ossett is officially linked into our main line, and therefore so is Hodsden and Reading, which is great. That is awesome. See this PLM coming back, really struggling on the hill. Really struggling. 18 miles an hour, that is, or dropped down to 16 at one point. That is pretty terrible. But then once it gets up here, you know, it just picks right back up. So, I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you think I should put an A35 for this oil delivery. I don't know. It's, you know, it's a question. It certainly is a question. We got some trains coming back here. Both A35s just barreling along at great speed. This is coming back with 234 crude oil, which is awesome. Our iron train is moving. However, iron is severely limiting over here. It is limiting our steel production greatly. We come back to our steel train. We have just enough on this platform in order to move the steel. Now, one thing I have noticed is we have like one too many trucks. So let's just sell one of those. I'm okay with some queuing for the trucks, but I don't want a ton. Let's see if this cleared itself up. It did. These trucks are so close together, and it's because of these buses. This is another line that needs better buses. So let's get these on there. These should speed right up. How fast are these vehicles? These go 16, yeah, same as the buses. And we have an issue. So what's our issue? Ah, that had no way of getting on that line. I'm just going to connect that up for a minute. Let's spin this around, get it on that line, and then I'm going to delete that and make a proper connection. Let's get rid of that. So let's do... something like that. And something like that. Clean up all of this. Just a little, but I don't want to clean up too much because I'm going to decorate a lot of it. But okay. So the question is, where did that... Man, that train is flying. It did pick up 19 people, though. It's pretty nice. I just want to make sure that it's using the right platform. It is. Good, good, good. Okay, so we are cruising now. And we're getting a ton of passengers over here wanting to use our new stop. And I think Ossett could go for some better buses. Let's give them to them. And what's the comparisons? These carry 2 additional people and go much faster. And now they are super bright blue, which is awesome to see. Okay. So, let's see if we're starting to get any fuel. So this says 24 now. I don't know. It might not be good to... It might not be good to have this train wait. We'll have to see how much of this gets put on that train. Because I don't want it to just wait forever. I mean, I do. I have it set to wait forever, as you can see. But realistically, I don't want it to legitimately wait forever. I want it to actually move back and forth. So we'll have to see how much of this 165 fuel gets on this train. And if there's any left over. Tenterden to Ferryhill 63. And then up here at Ferryhill 73. What kind of train do we have on there? Probably get an additional first class carriage. That should be good. Brings our capacity up to 70. Okay. So with this train coming in here now, let's take a look at how much gets put on this platform. So let's see. Let's see if it even fills it up. It might not. Okay, so it did. And there's 20 left over. Okay, I'm probably comfortable having that wait for a full load forever if we're starting to get a decent amount of fuel onto that line. Let's see, it looks like fuel train is going to end up stopping here at the tunnel, which is fine. Pretty good passenger numbers. 12 up there. 27 wanting to go to Ossett. It's not bad. Okay, so now, what are some other things that we want to get started on? And I emphasize started because we're starting to get pretty late in the episode. So we're going to want to think about what we can get done or what we can get started for future builds. So one thing, if we come down to Skelton, there's a goods factory right out here that I would like to get started. Now, this is from the Industries Expanded mod, so we can do, all of them require plastic. However, these also require either plastic and wood, plastic and paper, or plastic and silver. And it's the plastic and silver that I think I'm going to go with. And I think we can get silver fairly easily. It's going to require adding in a cargo station here. I might make this one larger so that it can also receive goods coming from our main line. I think that would be pretty effective. This is essentially the Skelton, freight facility. And interestingly, this is moving way too much food. So we are not getting enough grain up here. I might add on another ship. Another riverboat to get some more grain up there. Very interesting. Okay, anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. Skelton Goods Factory. We're going to go with the plastic and silver. Mainly because there is a silver ore mine here, which is perfect. It's already adjacent to our main line, which is great to see. And then if we look at where silver ore is processed, click on this, we have a Skelton silver mill right here. So we can bring the ore in, somehow get it over to the silver mill. Don't know how we're going to do that yet. And then somehow get it over to this goods factory. I'm imagining this movement and this movement will be with trucks. That's my guess. Just because it doesn't really make sense to add in a huge rail line for that. Now for the ore, I actually had an interesting idea, which was rather than build a whole new station here, it's kind of far. I was actually thinking of trucking it up here and making this into a pretty big rail hub. Don't know if that's the play now that I'm thinking about it. It's pretty far. Yeah, so I might just add in a rail station down here. Just come in and smooth that out. So if we were to add in a terminus station, 240 meters in length, how would we want to do that? So like if I added in, if I added in a merge lane there, got rid of that signal. adjusted it like that. So now we have a track. So we should be able to make this work. So if I just want to line this up roughly. Let's see, maybe something like that. How would this connect up? Yeah, so I want to angle it a little bit more. So let's grab this. And let's angle that a little bit more. Now let's see. Yeah, that looks better. So we will make that connection. And now let's get a non-one-way signal in right here. So now that's fed into our main line. We need to connect this up. So let's get that connected up, and then let's just smooth this whole area out. Not this area. I will clean this up. So we'll come in here. This is just a quick job, and there's no way that I would remember to do it. Let's just get this cleaned up just a little bit. Just with a little of that. We'll grab a little grass. Fill that in. Just a little bit right here. So I'll just clean that up. Okay, so that is cleaned up. It is tied in. So now we can start moving silver. Okay, so silver is going to move along our main line. Is there any point in tying it into Skelton? Maybe. I mean, Carlshalton also demands machines. Are we ever going to be bringing machines into Skelton? So we could do like a dual-use train down here. Maybe. I don't know. I mean, there is a machines factory here, so we potentially could. What are we using for platforms? I mean, we're using all the platforms we have now, but that doesn't mean we couldn't build more. I think for now, I'm just going to run it straight through. Okay. So let us come over here. We will add on another track. Another platform. And with that, the baby is calling. We are almost done with the episode, so we're going to end it here. I hope you guys have a great day. If you made it this far, like, comment, subscribe. Thanks. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.